Are you someone who is ambitious and you've got big goals, big plans for your life, but you just can't seem to sit down and start the task that you know you need to do, whether you need to get back to that email and respond to that potential client, or you have a video idea and you want to do the video, but you sit down to record the video and you just don't end up pressing record and you don't end up recording the video. Whatever it is that you're trying to do in your life right now, if you're in this like self-improvement space, if you're watching this video, if you're part of my channel, then you probably have big goals and big ambitions, and you're probably working on additional things outside of maybe your schoolwork or your college or your university or your actual like 9-to-5 job. So you're doing additional work and you can't seem to start. You can't seem to put that idea into motion and you just procrastinate on it. So hopefully by the end of this video, because I've had the same experience as this, I can give you some insights and tips to help you just get over that first step and actually start on the work that you have set out to do, but you're just not doing for whatever reason. And the biggest piece of advice that has been massively helpful to me is to start before I know what I'm exactly doing. So that is the most important thing to keep in mind. You just need to start the thing that you're gonna do, even if you're not sure how exactly it's gonna go. If you're anything like me, you're someone who won't do anything unless it's planned and you know exactly how it's going to go and the outcome of it, and you plan for anything going differently. So with me, when I need to drive somewhere to like a new location that I've never been to before, I'll check on Google Maps to see the route that we need to take so that I know the roads that I'm going to be going on, because I'm not familiar with the location that I'm going to, and I like to be able to know the roads that I'm going to be driving on if I've not been on them roads before. So I like to plan out journeys and I like to make sure everything's in order. But when you're working on a business like a YouTube channel, you can't really plan all the time. You can't really have an idea or a vision of what it is you're going to be doing. Like, you might have a video idea, but you don't exactly know what you're going to say and you don't exactly know the content of that video. So what it does is you just end up putting it off because you're thinking, well, it's not quite ready. You know, I've not quite scripted it fully. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to say fully yet. And sometimes it's much easier to just press record on your camera and start the video with the vague topic in mind of what you want to talk about without fully knowing the content of what you're going to go into, because then at least you started it. So I've had this problem recently because I've been running this YouTube channel for like a year and a half now. And recently I've fallen off making videos. I was making them very consistently every day for 2 months, but I stopped doing that. I started focusing on other things and a different kind of business that I wanted to get into. So I stopped uploading videos as much, and I've had to remind myself of this mindset to just start, because I wanted to make videos again, but I've been very slow at making them. Wrote down ideas onto my notepad and thought, yep, I'll make that video, that'll be a good video, and then I've just not done it. And procrastinated and put it off and done other things and tried to be productive doing other random little tasks rather than focusing on the task that I know that I need to do. And that's why today I have just put my phone on the tripod with a vague idea of what I want to talk about and just hit record. And I don't have any notes for this video that I'm recording right now to kind of guide me through, because I haven't really planned it that much. But sometimes when you just plan things constantly, like I said, you never do it because you need to sort of get over that first step, the starting point, just start the thing that you want to do. And the same goes for any business. If you want to do like sell clothes online. So this is something I used to do. I used to sell artwork online. It was called print on demand. It was a form of drop shipping basically. And I used to sell artwork online, and I would come up with the designs for the artwork. I would come up with logo ideas. I would come up with branding ideas. I would get all the branding really nice, but I never actually sold any of the artwork because I was putting off building the website and actually being able to receive transactions through the website and have all the kind of core functionality set up before I kind of just wanted to get the plan sorted. So I wanted the plan ready. I wanted the branding all spot on and sorted. I wanted to be happy with everything before I went ahead and built the site. But because it took me so long to make that first jump and just start before I kind of knew how it was going to go, it took a long time, and it took like years to get this site ready, right? I was just procrastinating for so long. And the same is probably happening with you now. I know a lot of people who want to set up YouTube channels and they want to be a content creator and they want to set up a personal brand, but they never make that first video. And the first video, the first product, the first email, everything in business that you do, the first thing is the hardest, the biggest step to overcome. And the longer you put off taking that first step, the longer it's going to take for you to make any kind of big progress in the business that you want to do. And the important lesson here is that you can start now without needing to know what you're actually doing, right? You can start a YouTube channel like I have and not really know what you're going to talk about in your first video and not really know what niche your YouTube channel is going to be in. You could start your YouTube channel on like self-improvement stuff or business stuff, or you could just vlog, and you don't need to necessarily do that forever in your YouTube channel's career. Like, you're not planning out your entire YouTube channel for the rest of time and kind of deciding on a niche or something like that. You just start, because all those thoughts is what's delaying you just making that first step. Like when I started this YouTube channel, my first video, to be honest, I think it was on attractiveness isn't to do with your genetics or something like that. I didn't know what this YouTube channel was going to be about. I had a vague idea. I kind of wanted to, I'm on self-improvement, so I want to teach people about self-improvement. That was the vague idea that I had, but I didn't know the editing. I didn't really know how to speak on camera. Like, I wasn't ready, but I was putting it off for so long because I wanted to set up this YouTube channel, and I just kept putting it off and putting it off. I'll do it at this date. I'll do it when I'll quit my job. You come up with excuses like, I'll make a video when I've had my hair cut, and you'll just push it back and push it back. And I can imagine this is what you're doing right now. This is probably why you clicked on this video, because you need a bit of guidance. You want to just start. You have something in your mind right now that you know that you've been putting off for a long time. You're just not making that first step because you don't know how it's going to go. But that's the point. You don't know how it's going to go. And you don't need to know how it's going to go, because the longer you try and figure out how it's going to go, the longer it's going to take for you to actually start and discover how it's going to go. So I would reframe your mindset and think of work and the productivity side of thing that you want to do as discovering how it's going to go. Does that make sense? Because I have started this YouTube channel and been running it for a year and a half, and I'm kind of discovering how the YouTube channel is going rather than planning out the trajectory of the channel. Because when you try and plan everything too much, it just delays you from actually working on the thing. So try and think of it as you're going to start, and then you're going to discover afterwards and kind of work it out as you go along, which is a better way to do things. Because yes, the stuff that you're going to do in the beginning isn't going to be perfect because you're still figuring things out. But that's the point. You're not going to have it all figured out at the start, which is what is making you, which is what is putting you off doing the thing that you're putting off, because you don't know how it's going to go. You're scared. It's, who knows what's going to happen. But when you start, that's when you actually start to figure out how you do it, whether it's a YouTube channel or a business, whatever it is that you want to do. So that's my advice for you. Just start, and don't be afraid of the outcome, and don't try and plan for everything. You can't account for everything that's going to happen. You've got no idea what's going to happen until you started. So whatever it is you're putting off right now, just fucking start, and you will find out how it goes, and you will get better at the thing that you want to do. And the first time you do it, it's not going to be perfect, and you're gonna mess up. You're gonna fail. You're gonna make crap videos. You're gonna make terrible emails that don't convert. You're gonna create proposals that aren't gonna win every time. You're gonna talk to clients and have bad meetings. Whatever it is that you try to do. But as soon as you just start and say fuck it, that's when you start to actually get better at these things. So hopefully you found that valuable in some way, mate. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.